Welcome to Humanity's Turning Point, written by John Desjardins. Prologue. Hello, this is Portali, but you are about to read, watch, or listen to is a mix of voices from all over the world, mostly through the lens of social media channels. Mostly discovering and reacting to a wild phenomenon that changed the course of humanity for all time. This was the nexus point where each individual first discovered their truest potential, no longer bound or ruled by the incompetencies and malevolence of their governance and economies. March 20, 2030, 3:30 p.m. Medellines, Albright's Basement Video Essay. Okay, here we go. We had survived plagues upon the land. We survived the treacheries of democracy. We survived boy countries playing war with the world. First through proxy fights, then with economic kinks, tightening grips on everybody's cash throat, until drips of their gasping don't, please don't, drugged the air like revolutionary tears, where hopelessness turned to style, art, function, formation, organization, homemade revolutions, warehouse fires, and suicidal bombs. Sure, for a while, everyone thought bringing poverty to the rich would be fun. Hell, some people even took that one saying and literally ate them. They deserved it too, doing foolish things like taxing rain, turning off utilities, blocking out the sun so they could sell premium light at exorbitant rates. We were all suffering as our once blossoming gardens turned into dug-out graves and deathbeds. Through our slaughters, we thought we had won, but so many clung to what was. Forced participation, complicity without reciprocity, keeping the promised carrots, giving us more of the stick. Thus, capitalism rebirthed like an old religion or a poorly planned diet, like just eat beets. And thus, snakes took back the lands of us birds, nipping our wings, infirming, if not eating or replacing our eggs once again. In some ways, except for the 100 of millions of lives lost, it has all felt like a redo, a redraw, a respawn of some odd, weird save point, almost as if it hadn't happened at all, with the rich rising once again from the fall. Through it, the people couldn't help but ask, why? Why did we survive all this for? Weren't the people supposed to finally get something out of being fucked all the goddamn time? Huh? What? Huh? Wait, what's happening? What's that sound? March 22nd, 6 p.m. Cherries on Top vlog, now streaming. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Cherry Tree. Yes, that's my real name, and yes, I've got some stupid-ass parents. Here's the thing. Madeline Albright is my best friend in the whole wide world and hasn't shown up to school in 2 days. I know what you're thinking. Big fucking whoop. Who cares? But guess what? She is one of those super students who always shows up, does the work, gets good grades, Sometimes the best, sometimes not. Let's face it, only like 5 of us are good at calculus. That's besides the point. The point is, we text all the time. I live next door. I saw her parents come home 2 nights ago. Their car is still in the same spot. They're not answering their phones or messages. All unread. All gone to voicemail. I've even knocked on the door multiple times and gotten nothing. Every day, she and I walk to school. Every day, unless we're sick or on vacation. But we've almost always kept in touch. The lights haven't turned off. They've only stayed on. I've told my parents, but they're fucking head cases who couldn't care less. So I snuck out with the spare keys her parents gave us, and I'm going to see what's going on. Maybe they'll just be in the living room being all like, "Hey, what are you doing? Derp derp derp." And I'll be like, "My bad. Sorry. I was just freaking." But maybe not. Okay. I'm at the door. Let's check it out. All right. I've opened the door, looked around the living room, and called out. No one has responded. It's dead silent. No, I don't want to think like that. It's just super fucking quiet. Creepy doll quiet. As if something happened quiet. Hello? Hello? Madeline? Mr. and Miss Albright? Still nothing. Okay. Nothing there. No one here. No one there. Okay, I've checked all the rooms. Nothing. I'm getting freaked out. There's only one place left to check. The basement. Guys, if something happens to me, please say something. This is live. I'm doing this live. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that my friend could be down there. Okay. Wish me luck. Here we go. What? Holy shit. What the fuck is that? Some sort of bright bluish hole with electrical sparkly waves through it? Do you see this? What the fuck is that? Look, my dudes, I do not have the fucking skills to bling up my videos. This is 100% fucking unbelievably real. Do you see this? What the fuck is this? Some sort of portal? I mean, it's portal shaped. I mean, what do you think? Okay, I'm freaking out. What the fuck is that? My mind's going a million miles a second. Did something come through it? Did Madeline go into it? I don't know. Okay, deep breath. Deep breath. What does that Daniel Liger kid song say? If you don't know what's going on, take a deep breath, shut the fuck up, and look for context clues. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. There's Madeline's desk. Okay. Looks like she was writing in her journal, and fuckity fuck. She probably saw this thing, and what? Did she go through it? Did something pull through her? I don't know. Okay. Deep breath. What to do? Okay. I'm gonna touch the portal. Please, guys, please pray for me. I don't know what's going to happen. If you don't see me after this, please fucking do something. Call everyone. No joke. My number is 555-5565. Not that hard to remember. Tell my parents. I have to see if my friend's okay, but this scares the shit out of me. Shit. No one's gonna believe me. If I try to tell them, you probably even don't. God damn it. Who knows if it'll be too late to tell someone, even if they believe me. Fuckity fuck. Okay, deep breath. Here we go. Do. March 22nd, 8 p.m. Desjardins what response channel. Oh my god, girl, what the fuck? Her feed just went snip snap clickety clack. I tell you, them white bitches be crazy. Think I'm gonna touch some weird ass thing in my missing friend's basement? Hell nah. I'm gonna leave that shit alone. Do 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 do. March 22nd, 10 p.m. ATM reporting. Welcome back to At the Moment News, the only channel that covers weird and wild news that has only been reported by the most trusted of influencers. Tonight, we've been covering a doozy of a story that's been scratching everybody's heads and has already raked in 25 million views. Here's the catch-up. Girl goes missing. Parents go missing. Friend live stream searching their house. Finds a mysterious portal in their basement and disappears after touching it. The question is it real? Well, here's the latest. The original account posting this has been shut down. Copies of and reaction of these posts have surfaced and are still being shut down due to quote-unquote copyright issues. A crack team of researchers found that not even after 3 hours of the video going viral, the house and the neighborhood where this happened is on total lockdown. Captured satellite images before they were scrubbed shows black vans, people in white vests and containment suits. People in surrounding neighborhoods are pissed and they are talking about it. Official smear job response to the video, a deep fake with the usual skills showing how it could be filmed and edited. With these knowns amongst all the unknowns, the real questions are, what are we not being told? What does this mean? What is this portal, and is it dangerous? The official line is that foul play is suspected, possibly just another stupid murder case. But we're not buying it. Are you? This has been At the Moment News. Stay tuned. March 23rd, 2030, 12:34 a.m. Kebabbing with Caleb's vlog. Hey y'all, you might have seen this on the news or some sites, but apparently my girl was sucked into a crazy-ass portal a couple days ago. Yeah, that's right. I'm Madeline's boo. I know, she's pretty lucky, right? Man, you know I'm kidding. I'm trying to handle this the best I can. How would you handle this kind of shit if it happened to you? Man, if Cherry would have told me she was going over there, I would have went with her. Madeline means the world to me. She's a fucking rock star, speaking the truth, standing up when others would back down, yet she has the most tender fucking heart. I love her. I love her. I've tried to get over there, but there are people over the place, all over. Like mean-looking people, the kind you get disappeared by, you know what I mean? I just hightail it out of there. Part of me still thinks they're following me. I'm all over the place right now. I call my bro, usually someone I can rely on, but he just couldn't get it. Kept saying shit like, your girl's gone, bruh, and if she comes back, she's gonna come back a totally different person. Like, fuck, what am I supposed to do with that? He was like, she's a celebrity now. If she comes back, her world's gonna be completely different. People are gonna stare at her and wonder what the heck happened. That's if we find out she comes through, and if she's an ad by the government and experiment on. We've seen how this plays out in all of the movies, right? Right? Either way, you'll never know if she's truly who she says she is or was to you ever again. Are you gonna be ready for that, dude? Totally, she's definitely gonna be changed in ways you won't even be able to comprehend, dude. Like, how does someone respond like that? I called him an asshole and hung the fuck up. If she comes back, I'm gonna stick by her side no matter what. And if I ever see one of those portals, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go find her, even if it means never coming back. Just what the fuck are these things anyway? Do 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 do. March 23rd, 1:11 a.m. The Albright's basement. Being a super-secret field scientist often brought long hours. This detail was no different. Dr. Sally Salamanderson sat on a cushy rolling chair and sipped some cold coffee as she stared down the 7-foot portal. It gave no sound, but she couldn't help but feel like she could hear the song of whales. Tearing up, one of her eyes closed, then the other. So far gone, she couldn't hear the footsteps heading down into the basement. "How's the portal this very early morning?" Dr. Haley Trist called out, stern, yet calm enough to wake her softly. Sally gave a yawn and a huff, gesturing towards the portal. "It's still there, though the colors changed to a reflective blue that I can almost see myself in." Poetic and existential. "Maybe you should just go for a swim," Haley kidded. "I'm just thinking that trying to figure this thing out might be like unraveling the mysteries of who I am and who we are," Sally said. Haley waved her hand near the portal, hoping for some effect. Receiving nothing, she returned toward Sally. "That's why we're here, isn't it?" "Ah, yes. I love looking for adventure and the meaning of life in random people's basements," Sally said. "Ha! We do find things in the damnedest of places," Haley said. "Reminds me of the time when we found out that mad scientist figured out how to make super tasty, extra fun cupcake trees." Sally smiled. Haley recounted the event in the back of her head. That was a horny and delicious experience. But I think this is something else. Walk me through it again. What have we tested? All equipment to measure and interact with the effects of this thing have fizzled. It's a miracle we're able to record it on a basic audiovisual level. And so far, non-sentient, inorganic matter can't pass through the portal if it isn't being worn and or held by a person when entering, Sally said. "What have you tried throwing at it?" "We're still waiting on the usual supply list. So far, the Albright's Mickey Mouse slippers, a couple rocks, random utensils, an old phone, a variety of fruits, stalks, flowers, leaves, and legumes. All non-reactive agents." "Shame. Okay. We'll keep testing. We don't know what this thing can interact with." "So you want me to keep throwing slippers and shoes at it?" "Anything really. Different textures, fabrics, viscosities, along with levels of active emotion." "Are you suggesting throwing things at it with different feelings?" "If you lack the resources, I'll happily volunteer some inspiration." "Have any of those cupcakes in hand? Those could be useful, scientifically speaking." "Indeed. What did the orologist and the psychic say?" "It isn't evil, but this portal, or should I say these portals, have the potential to undermine and possibly render our entire master-slave socioeconomic structure completely useless. If there just happened to be an outbreak of these things or something." "Well, the bastards at the top won't like that." Could be good for us in the long run, though, right? Like the cupcakes? Maybe. All right, this is now an alpha security risk. Unfortunately, as usual, this means a bunch of stupid fucks with dipshit opinions and even dumber assholes with ridiculously outdated weaponry who only know how to follow bullshit orders will be taking charge soon. It was bad enough when the twins were here. Speaking of Hillary and Henry, did they... Yes. They couldn't restrain their insatiable lust for practicing scientific methods, indulging their curiosities, having something wild and new to try and test out. Sometimes you use the most charming of phrases. Did they go in together? Of course they did. Interesting. The techno-brats are going to love this when they get here. Did we learn anything from the twins' experience? Here, I'll bring up the recording. Please. I had Hillary do the recording. Good choice. March 23rd, 1:23 a.m. Hillary's testimony. Upon touching the portal, I feel like time has stopped. I can sense that this is an initiation process that seems to be happening instantaneously. I'm being asked if I'm aware of what this is. It says it's a simple portal system, one of many meant for personal ascension and or transcendence. Any person may enter of their own free will without any form of malicious intent. It doesn't go into detail, but it seems to have a way of testing and analyzing those who enter, checking for signs of distress, animosity, and coercion. Just by entering, it heals the body, spirit, as much as the person wants. We're talking age, weight, body type, etc. The implications seem infinite. It's saying, or more like reassuring, that if I was in distress, that it would transport me to another portal to ensure my safety if I chose to stay or delay going through. All of this is a free service, allowing all who enter the chance to exit this reality and move on to a much better, individually aligned reality. One where even dead loved ones are alive and thriving. One where our greatest enemies, ones we have no possible way of overthrowing or disposing, could be a distant memory. Individually, there is a way back to this reality. If we choose to go through, the portal may deny re-entry depending on the behavior inside and once outside of the system. It specifically mentions that only Earthlings are allowed to use these portals, which definitely piques my interest. There is a warning. Anyone trying to interfere with these things, including acting towards or ordering others to act towards these portals with malicious intent, will face repercussions most befitting. It's now asking us if we are willing to leave this reality to the one of our choosing. We are talking plot armor, main character energy. This thing sure has some weirdo way of talking. I'm curious about it though. Confirming with Henry. But yeah, we feel like the best world life is oddly just within our grasp. Like we're being forgiven for all of our quote-unquote crimes and accepted for all we've ever wanted for ourselves, for everyone, and for everything. It feels so merciful, generous, and uplifting, like there are no weights on our spirit, which seems like an odd thing to say, but here it's It's heavenly. I already honestly know that I'm going in with Henry. Yes. We've both agreed. We are never coming back. And know that no guilt or shame or regret will follow us. We have to. We're going through this feeling, our curiosity, it's just too great. Henry and I, goodbye. March 23rd, 1:27 a.m. Albright's basement. Hope that answers a few more questions, Sally said. Haley sucked in her breath like a cigarette and let it out smoothly. She tisked her teeth, formulating a plan. Sally sipped her cold coffee, eyeing the 2 cupcakes that had been placed on her desk, wondering just how much time they had before this operation would be overtaken by dickheads. I think, Haley said, this is the most advanced, logically minded thing we've ever come across. Besides ourselves, of course. Heh, obviously. Orders? Belay throwing things at it angrily. I'd hate for you to get hurt. We'll just have to wait for those poor, ignorant, disposable douchebags to arrive to see what happens when they start banging on it. Right. Until then, we won't know how to really deal with these portals until we see how it deals with us dealing with them. All we know is what we've gathered, and that there will be more of these portals. Where they'll appear next is... Doctor? Hillary didn't say anything about tracking those things. We might at least be able to locate energy signatures? On it! We might be able to contain the first few and buy some time to prepare the world. What kind of world do you think we live in? This is gonna be insane. You're right. Fuck it. Let's pause, enjoy the moment, and have a cupcake before everything we've ever known changes. Don't have to tell me twice. Together they sighed, nodded to each other, smiled, and clinked cupcakes. March 23rd, 1:30 a.m. Kebabbing with Caleb's vlog. Holy shit! Can you believe it? I was asleep for a minute, and then I heard this weird noise. Next thing I know, one of those portals popped right up against my bedroom wall. It's true! Everything they've been saying about these things is real. And I know Madeline's in there somewhere. I just know it. And I'm gonna go find her. Wish me luck! March 23rd, 7:11 a.m. ATM Live. Welcome back to At the Moment News, the only channel that covers weird and wild news that has only been reported by the most trusted of influencers. We've got a bright and early update on these mysterious portals that are taking the world by storm. Another one has surfaced just 5 minutes from where the first was reported. Self-identifying himself as a classmate of the 2 kids that have already gone missing, I'm sure that's going to make for an awkward conversation in the classroom. Here are the facts. The high schooler put on a live viewing, playing around with the portal before rigging up his phone to keep recording for an hour after going through it. Just like the others, he disappeared. He did not return. Before any calls could be made to his parents, the neighborhood has been said to have been quarantined off. Woo! There are now more rants and more mysteries. We received a big fat no comment when trying to reach out to the high school to confirm details. But we expect to find some kind of big announcement soon.
as kids don't mind sharing what they know and what they don't. Way to go, kids! We've certainly gone through enough to speak out about some bullshit when it's happening, haven't we? The question of, is this real, has gained a greater spark of interest. We still don't know anything about these portals, so we can't recommend going through them. What rests on the other side? With your help, we hope to find some real answers. Remember, we try our best to fact-check against the usual quote-unquote official channels. As per routine, these videos may be heavily censored or even blacked out, so do your best to repost and share. Just like fascist technocracies and governments, we can hide behind language we already use. So take these videos with words that are hard to scrub, like login, pay bill, how to, cats, love, money, and song. Way to go! Please let us know if you got some new details.
March 23rd, 11:07 a.m. Go Birds! High school. How Principal Lawrence Kirbethel Frigonome was appointed had always been a mystery. Some say the corrosive tendencies of the previous principal and her deceitful practices, marginalizing authentic voices, blatant racism, and disregard for public safety, still landed handshake deals and positions far outside of the community's wishes to have their children well educated in a safe and inclusive environment. With a hummingbird heart and an overweight body, dabbing sweat from his balding head to his thick neck, he stood alone with a microphone, overlooking uninterested youth assembled at his command. Yes, he was in control, glad to roll most of these kids into presupposed, factorial, underwaged positions. Even so, he couldn't help but think of even the briefest of their successes as his accolades and stepping stones to climbing the ranks of the educational industrial complex as he wet his lips to speak. "Quiet down," he began, and so they did. Good. Thank you for attending school today, as we all should, at Go Birds! High school. Go Birds! The student body shouted in unison, as they had been drilled to do whenever the name of their school was called out. Lawrence breathed in the victory of their spirited defeat. He never tired of his students falling in line. Maybe next year he'd teach them a salute. Better yet, he'd make them come up with it. He continued, "Go Birds! That's right. And when we go, what do? We fly!" He soaked in the pride in their voices, almost getting drunk off it. "That's right. We fly. Now I called all of you here to address rumors and to dispel worries. As some of you may know, neighborhoods in the community have been receiving particular attention. In fact, it's my duty to inform you that there is now a curfew in effect until this situation is resolved. Some delinquents have been posting dangerous videos, the kind that inflame and embroil young minds with nonsense that should not be tolerated. And I am here, this school is here, to guide and teach you what harm such deceptions can cause.
As I am sure you are all well of, let me be clear. These portals do not... His voice faded from the microphone. All sound had, in fact, been silenced. Even the lights dimmed to a muteness. In an instant, a light blue portal ripped through the space behind Lawrence, stretching like a curtain 35 feet wide, 7 feet tall. Inside everyone's minds, a voice came to them, assuring peace, benevolence, and compassion, detailing everything the scientists had learned without anyone having to step into it. After the explanation, sound and light returned, yet there was still an audible silence. It was as if everyone needed to learn how to breathe again, as if knowing every breath coming after would never be the same. Exist, Lawrence finished, breaking everyone from their trance. It also branding him a liar of liars, a betrayer of virtues, a traitor to the greater aspects of truth, justice, and humanity. He did not need to look behind him. Lawrence knew what was there. He had heard the voice with his heart, mind, and body, and simply buckled down to his knees, then fell over, dead to a gymnasium full of screams. Do 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 do. March 23rd, 11:30 a.m. Albright's basement. Director Bemis wasn't a very patient man when people didn't listen to him, especially when he wasn't interested in listening to what those people were saying to him when he wanted them to listen to him. So of course, he gave the order for his top two idiots with guns, despite the apathetic warnings of the two scientists, to shoot at the portal. Director Bemis immediately turned into a deluxe package of 3-ply ultra-absorbent toilet paper that would, by manifest destiny, be used by someone with chronic diarrhea. His two lackeys feared better, turning into dehydrated, wilting, sore-spotted houseplants. Sally and Haley looked at each other, bodies shaking uncontrollably. They could only blink at each other, as if confirming they were rattled, yet still sane and alive. After a while, each found a seat to ground out their tremors, eventually coming through. So, that was interesting, Sally said. Better than I thought it was going to go, though I had no idea. Haley shrugged. Same. So the portal's no joke, huh? Yeah, right? Where do we go from here? Professionally, I'd say trying to explain this will probably just be as effective as telling that toilet-bound piece of shit. Honestly, we're lucky he didn't kill us. So, chances of us not being murdered because of us being here and such is 0? Not necessarily, but with most things in this reality, it'd be an uphill battle with a glass ceiling attached. This reality, are you thinking whistleblowing then skipping the fuck out of town? Maybe. What are your thoughts? I mean, I'm kinda interested in how this plays out. Otherwise, I'd hop in that portal right now. Yeah, me too. But it also scares me. I want to think about the best way this could turn out for this reality. But almost all of our stories are about people who still don't get that if we just fucking get along and treated each other equally and nicely, we'd be in a much better place.
Too bad we can't just shove all the assholes in these things. Maybe create a vacuum or something. Ha! But at least I kinda like that these things theoretically give us a choice, a life, a world we never truly had for ourselves, let alone all. If it's all true, of course. What kind of reality would that even look like? Right? Most of our stories and livelihoods have been entrenched in oppressive environments. Owner and slave, debt and debtor. To quote 21 Pilots, "Wake up, you need to make money." Fuck it. What do you think? Want to just take the easy way out? You know, most good scientists don't live to the end of the movie. Plus, like the twins said, it'd be for scientific progress. Are you willing to bet that this thing isn't just going to put us into some wild sliders, Stargate bullshit? Quantum leaping through hell and high water? Oh, God. I hope not. But to be honest, if what's on the other side points a gun at us, it won't be any different than this side. Fair point. I'm kind of tired of all this. Shall we? Let's. Do 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 do. March 23rd, 12 p.m. ATNM Live. Welcome back to At the Moment News. Buckle up, we've got some wild reports coming in on the songs we log in for. A new huge pay bill appeared, this time inside the high school those missing kids went to. The principal gathered the students into the gymnasium and was giving a Nazi-like speech, spouting some bullshit about the songs not existing. But then one popped up right behind him, catching him in his own motherfucking lie. We're unsure if having the truth shoved in his face by a power greater than himself killed him on the spot or not, but he did drop dead right in front of them after it appeared. We've got an exclusive clip. Watch it for what you're all looking for, and yes, we've got it. We found it. The love is here in plain sight. Bigger than we ever thought. You can try to deny it, but we now have confirming evidence from a number of sources. This shit is real. I repeat, these songs are real. Don't click that button off yet, because even bigger news has hit. These logins have now been recorded throughout the following states. All of them. That's true, that's right. These pay bills have now been recorded throughout the world. Confirmations have been skyrocketing. They are popping up in people's houses, bars, community centers, rehabs, churches, parks, etc. I wouldn't be surprised if they showed up in my own damn backyard. And it ain't over yet. I repeat, this shit is for real. Stay tuned for more cats. Do 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 do. March 23rd, 3 p.m. Presidential Address. Live. I am here, your president, to assure you, as you all know, that there is a great presence among us. Not as great as America, maybe some other small, insignificant countries, but not as great as America. These things, we call them portals. They're the color of those blue guys. You remember them. They banged on drums, and different colored goo popped out of pipes and stuff. They were superb and delightful in the late 90s, early 2000s. They did really great stuff. Anyway, these portals are nothing. We could do the same kind of thing if we wanted, but we don't. Why? Because we only have, 7 things in the world that are naturally blue.
blue jays, blue skies, blue pens, blue jeans, blue cars, and our own very own super duper blue oceans. We don't need any more blue things, so we don't make blue borders. Whatever these things are, they are not natural. I want you to stay away from them. We've gotten reports that are very misinformed people, bad people, dumb people are telling us good people that these portals are, quote-unquote, natural healing springs and can take you to a magical place where your dream reality comes true. Let me assure you, the only place where dreams come true is America, homeland of the brave. Have we had hard times in the past? Sure. But compared to every other country, we've done the best and have been the least racist, stupid, and dumb, making everyone's dreams great and true. Now, I know you know these things are popping up everywhere. Don't be afraid. They won't hurt you. They haven't hurt you. That was all me and my doing. I negotiated and said, don't be mean. And it listened, and I listened back because that's what I do. That's what I do best. I'm supposed to say, don't attack these things. They will turn into butterflies. They will turn you into butterflies or something. But I won't. I'm not gonna do that. Why? Because I'm your beloved president, not your stupid idiot mother. This is America, and we like to bang on things. So if you need to bang on these portals, I say bang on. Now, I know all of this sounds wild. Doesn't it seem like every day is still out of control these days? Why add to the confusion? Just don't mess with these things. Don't go in them. They'll probably be gone in a week, 2 days at most. And if they don't, I'll talk to them again, and they'll just leave. So don't worry. Do 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 do. March 23rd, 4 p.m. Everyone's phone. Bzzz. Emergency alert. Emergency alert. Emergency alert. The President of the United States is dead. Emergency alert. Emergency alert. Emergency alert. The President of the United States is dead. We repeat, the President of the United States is dead. Do 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 do. March 23rd, 2030, 4:04 p.m. Desjardins response channel. Did anyone see this shit? Like, oh my god, what a day. God damn, what a day. What a day. The goddamn president is dead. And it ain't even my birthday. I tell you what, my heat got turned off like all y'all's. Thought I was safe, had me 3 jobs, thought I was golden, making $1.9 to 5 at the radioactive AI data center plant. Was getting me 30 cents due to kidneys from poor kids and $3 being #1 on my channel. Praise Jesus, I was earning some good ass buying me some unworn chicken kind of money. But then, y'all, one of my arteries failed. Now, I'm not gonna tell you which one. I don't want none y'all feeling bad for me. But truth is, I just lost 2 of those jobs, which means this is it. Shit. I know some y'all thinking of me still making some bling, but they switched the rhythm again. Some new terms and conditions, bullshit.
Now, I'm not being hateful. Lord knows I love being grateful, making 50 cents per 100,000 videos. I really am blessed being my own boss. Some ain't even getting paid for doing all that. We all have it hard, except those blameless billionaire banker overlords we love so goddamn much. Girl, how? Soul or no soul, they not even pretty. They not even pretty. Shit. But this emergency message, this alert, the president is fucking dead. Oh my God. We totally needed this. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Wow. Right after that hate speech about these portals. Hey, holy shit. Who knew? Who knew? We all thought there was a God, and didn't we have some faith? Didn't we all hold on to some kind of faith that something was gonna change? Looking for some kind of goddamn miracle? And then bam! One of them assholes got. And now we got things popping out here, there, and everywhere, healing people and shit. I don't know. I have to check one of these portals out, y'all. What do you know about them? What are you thinking? Because I'm about to try one.
March 23rd. Deek's Tube. I bet the president saw that principal fall down dead and thought he was above it all. Nope. Sorry, nope. You did. We know the rules, right? We've seen people go into these portals, gotten the information, said, no thanks, popped out and reported what they heard, felt, and saw. These things instantly heal you upon entering. Years of physical and mental afflictions gone. People just go into these and come out cured. Just like that, feeling better than they ever have. The coming out videos are amazing. Have you seen the I Feel Lighter Than Air video of the 89-year-old exiting a portal, wrinkle-free, non-hunched, poised and confident, looking like she's 25? It's breathtaking. Those burn victims, those quote-unquote mentally disturbed people, just cheers of joy and relief. If people use these things, we're going to need new water filters because everybody's going to be dumping their pills down the toilet. Again, here are the rules. We shouldn't attack these portals. We can't consciously do something malicious and then use them as a quick getaway. We shouldn't trick, manipulate, or coerce anyone into using one.
And groups will be rejected if someone in the party objects to going in. I think that the principal died for misrepresenting the portal, with the sole purpose of dissuading those kids from having and making their own choice on using it. I bet the same thing happened with the president, trying to flip-flop political speak around verbally attacking the portal, and it didn't work. Hubris finally met its demise. Do I think if I said something bad about a portal, or tried to convince others that it's evil, that I'd be instantly unalived? Possibly. But talking about the fears of using it, the real-life repercussions this could have, I don't think so. How will this government govern us if we're at full, free health? With the health industrial complex virtually destroyed via these portals, where will all that money go? I'm looking forward to these kind of conversations. Please comment below. March 23rd. Nana 375 comments on Deek's Tube. Hey ya, love the channel, geeking out on the Deek forever, love your soul. Just wanted to catch up on some tests me and my friends have done with these portals. We hop in and hop right on out. Don't believe me? That's fine, but we've done all kind of tests. Deek, you said healthcare, right? Well, guess what? That includes hair and skincare. You heard me. People are getting their hair cut through these portals.
Now, I like going to salon, getting my girl time, but I'm definitely gonna be using these if I don't get the hair I want, or the color didn't turn out all right. And yeah, portals fix scars, blemishes, freckles, but they also touch up, rework, and even remove tattoos. Now, they don't give you tattoos, but if you get one anywhere, however, you can go in and get it changed to whatever you want. Doesn't matter if they're drawn on with an ink pen or henna. And talking about looks, whoo, lordy, those portals can shape a body, skin tone. I don't even know how the CIA is gonna identify anybody.
March 24, Pink Tate's Tube. It's hilarious watching these nega douchebags trying to throw shade on portals and then watching them turn into random shit or just straight up die. You wonder if it's a conscious choice they get to make. Houseplant or death? Death or houseplant? These fucks probably know they're not going to be taken care of as plants, so they probably just choose to die, because the other way is probably torture. March 28th. Nolan's Big Stock Tips Live. The world has been taken by storm with this new blue technology. These portals have disrupted cash cow, low-risk security markets overnight. Yesterday, everyone needed a cure for something. Today, they can just get the job done for free, same-day delivery guaranteed. This news alone has sent insurance, pharmaceutical, and healthcare stocks spiraling. With all the health problems easily eradicated, it'll be a tough climb for these companies to maintain shareholder interest. Sources say there will be a switch to niche non-portal care for those afraid and or anxious about using this technology. In short, believe you me, their rallying point will be cure-all products. They've been teasing these things for years. Now they're going to have to pay up if they want to survive unlimited competition. My bet, get your money out of there, pull it hard and pull it quick. It's going to be going, gone. What should you be investing in instead? Now that it looks like you'll be living well past 100 and numerous markets are going to be taking a hit? At the moment, everything is speculative. Things are shifting, things are changing. My best advice at the moment, energy, food, entertainment, and land. But until the governments of this world give us a unified response to handle the financial loss and control the health of our people, I'd definitely get a gun. March 29th, 3 p.m. Nice Nurses 101 Tube Talk.
Hey buddies, my healing hearts and souls, welcome back to the Nice Nurses channel. My name's Felipa for all you newcomers. I've been getting a lot of questions about the portals. Yes, I'm not supposed to be talking a lot about them, but I can say we haven't had as many guests at the hospital. Not saying we still don't have plenty to do, but I am putting up more hospital shenanigans videos. To answer a few questions though, yes, our hospital has portals, and the admin really hates them. I tell you right now, we barely have a NICU unit anymore, that's for sure. After the first parent took their little Will baby to the portal we have here and walked out with a happy, healthy baby, it didn't take long for just about every other parent to drop us like their insurance companies drop them like a hot turd. I tell you, none of them have come back, and I don't blame them. Only ones that stay fear the blue things, which is okay. Everybody's gotta make their own choice. Hell, some doctors here are just telling people to go ahead and use the portals. If you think Here looks dead. I can't even imagine what it looks like at a dentist office. Probably get some super great service if you've been waiting.
Do 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 do. March 28th. Justice X Anonymous Talk.
Another brother and sister of the righteous sect of portal pluggers has done it again. Earlier today, they called out the Senate for crimes against humanity, bravely enacting jurisprudence before any more of these fucktards could screw our lives over one last time before skipping town on the Portal Express. Oh, they ran all right. Fortunately, most didn't make it to a portal. Over 30 senators, 15 high-ranking officials, and a number of representatives were gunned down at the Capitol today. These are just the initial numbers. Now, we don't condone violence, just like the military and our police forces don't, but they sure do violence, don't they? Point is, a bunch of bad people didn't get to escape justice today, and with helpers like you, they won't. But even if they do, at least they can't do any more damage here. Speaking of, news reports have shown a number of politicians and military personnel have died suddenly after successfully bombing yet another children's hospital in the Middle East.
Do 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 do. March 28th. Palo 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 channel. Dios mío, people are talking about portals like they used to talk about AI. And now I, Paulo, have taken a look under the proverbial hood. Immediately, I was greeted by a warming light and asked if I surely would like to be healed. Of course, I am in fit condition, but having been asked, I curiously asked what I could possibly be having a health problem with. And you know what? The friendly voice pulled out a diagnostic of my body without need of an x-ray or anything. It broke down ailments in 5 different categories: physical health, emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, and metaphysical health. 100%. I was flabbergasted, mi amigos. What kind of technology can do these things? Apparently I had more issues than I would care to admit, yet it was offering to clear them away for free. Why not try it? Instant chakra cleanse, instant spinal realignment, instant clearing of all blockages and contaminants in the body. There was no hurt, oh no. And when I walked out of the portal, I could feel the difference. I swear I can breathe deeper, feel less tired, and metabolize on a whole new level. I even started to feel luckier and have good nighttime dreams again. Yes, the portal asked me if I wanted to cross over into a bright, dreamy reality where I was the most amazing main character. But I feel like taking an easy way out right now seems like a waste. Though I do worry, what if these things will disappear? What would happen and where would we be? It's fair yet dark to think such thoughts with something so mysterious, but oh, this Palo doesn't know. As with all things that have come before, we are still figuring out these mysterious things together. Who knows if more features pop up? What other wonders could possibly bring? But if isn't all good news, yes. Palo is very sad to see so many of his friends and family say their goodbyes to this blessed earth. Even mi hermana, Valentina, took her family away, saying good riddance to the devils who run this place. I could not deny her feeling and sentiment. The banks and the businesses and the local gangs have been bleeding us and our lands dry for ages. Rent is still very high, and life not so affordable for everybody. Palo sees their despair and wishes somehow too that this can be fixed, so that we may enjoy this brand new tool and what good it can do for the world.
If our leaders don't change for the better, Palo may take to the blue escape and fill his dreams with all that has been lost. For surely my dream reality would include all of mi familia. For now, I hope for the best and choose to help those choosing to stay.
Do 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 do. March 28th. Gabby's Gab. Hey guys, I'm not doing so great, but my mother just I don't know what to do. My mom talked to me about the portal. She wanted me to go with her, but I couldn't. I tried to keep a straight face, but we went in together, and I was scared. I couldn't do it. My mom told me that it was alright and that it would be okay, that she was gonna go through, and I could join her. I was ready, but then she left. She left me. She left me. And now it's just me. My dad died when I was little. It's just been the two of us counting pennies, scraping by. And now she's gone. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm only a kid. What am I supposed to do now? She left and I'm all alone. I don't trust anybody. And I'm so scared of what will really happen if I choose to go through the portal. Did I miss my chance to be with my mom? Like, it says that we'll be in our dream reality, whatever that means. But will I know if I'm with my actual family? I don't know. But what else is there for me? Some shitty foster home, some shitty life where people make you scrape by, while others just get to skate by. What kind of life is this? I am nothing and I don't know what to do. What options do I really have? Do 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 do. March 29th. Brody's Bro Channel for bros. Dudes, I'm telling you, this is like the great sexual equalizer. Women be straight up bitches these days, talking about rights and not wanting to suck and fuck every time we get a boner. It's dumb as hell. Now, I'm not gonna make a girl do things, but shit, I'm horny as hell. I heard on the news that most dudes don't get laid that much at all. Unless they're rich, arrogant as fuck, or someone's desperate for attention. Unless they're in Congress, then they just go to all those rape molestation islands. I mean, mostly before the portals came. But for the rest of us cool dudes, I tell ya, all us men should just leave. That's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna prove it right here, right now. Yeah, that's right. I'm getting out of here and going straight to being the king, hero, and man of super pussy pound time in my best reality. Yeah! Alright, here's the portal. See you later, masturbators. And I'm gonna be nutting every day. And I'm gonna be triple nutting in November. Peace. Do 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 do. March 29th. Social worker Cece. Parenting in the age of portals. Can you believe these things have only been around for just over a week and already 1 billion souls have left Earth? A lot's happening. People are missing their family, their friends, their co-workers. No one can stop anyone from going.
other than by trying to reason with them. But what reasons do we give our loved ones? Stay here where the food is contaminated and the air is getting more toxic? Stay here and wait for our quote-unquote leaders to pass and enforce some resemblance of something good and decent? Wait, what was my point again? March 29th, the Mick Full of Himself channel.
I think the show Tokyo Vice summed up our loss easily. Governments collaborated with dirty/laundered money. Think church, banking, construction, healthcare, war and drugs, to control the markets, especially the stock markets, controlling interest in every goddamn business, including the goddamn banks, so that they can self-perpetuate an endless supply of free money and exert absolute authority to pay off, exterminate, and or eradicate people/businesses that stood for something. Accountability? They just have a bunch of monkeys at the top, being greased by paid-out journalists, saying the stupidest shit because the people that could arrest any of them are part of the system. Some people talk about how much debt the world has. That debt isn't even for the businesses, or world leader, or for the rich. The current world debt is 750 trillion with a capital T dollars. That money is owed by the people, even though they've been indebted and indebting themselves by/to a broken economic system that doesn't give a fuck how it gets what it wants out of us. For the record, the average single person has a debt load of over $150,000 to $300,000 and more if they have children. This is the full view of our world economy. It is being wrecked by profiteering, racketeering, corruption, and insane interest rates. 45% to 85%. It's insane. Sure, we've lost 1 billion eyes to the portals, and a good third of our leaders who were not equipped and or chose not to make a better life for us here. The question is, when your rent is late again, when you're eating that bag of chemically induced pink sludge they still call beef, if you're lucky enough to still be alive, will you jump ship and live a life of love and absolute joy and certainty? Or will you rise against the enemy and demand clean water, fair chances, absolute justice, a generous living income for all, and for all to be treated equally with full equanimity? Like many of you, I'm staying here to watch the governments of this world free fall, knowing that the portals have given us, the people, God-given leverage against the elite who would have us service them while we dig our own graves. What am I talking about? They got enough robots and bombs to burn us all. What an exciting time to live if you can afford it. Long live the portals, for at least they have given us free health care, a hell of a lot of hope, and an exit far greater than death.
March 30th, Girls' Hood. Anyway, here's a poem I wrote. My brother took to a portal like a girl who would text him back, and he ain't never coming back. I ask, how could he leave me? As if I had any right to ask him to stay. For what? For what? For what? I ask myself and answer, there's still plenty of Earth being destroyed left. Never mind our beauty, never mind our souls being snipped and snapped, for who knows? Who knows? Now I have one less tree, one less branch,
one less fool who never stopped letting me know that I am loved and could sometime be counted on. At times, I wondered what it would be like being a lonely child. Now I know, and the taste is God's awfulness, where I put all of my complaints and drown all of my sorrows. What do I do now, where anyone I love no longer has to live in fear of a boogeyman, a political man, a banker man, a businessman, a policeman, a man's man, a poor man, now that they can just run out a door and feel heaven's warmth, never to return, sounds so sweet against the ides of tyranny. Who would still choose to stay and love on me? And how will I know they won't leave? Do 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 do. March 30th. Flip's health troubles. Can you believe this? It says here, it has come to our attention that you have not paid your medical bills. Failure to pay will result in forfeiture of property and forced voluntary work camp service. Bitch, please. We have free universal health care now. We could have had it earlier and paid you what our procedures were worth. But you got greedy. And now you got God. And I am not paying. Even if I could. Goddamn rent's more than I make in a month. Fuck this bullshit. I am not paying. Do 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 do. March 30th. Global portal usage statistics. People portaled away, 1 billion. People transmuted or dead, 35 million. Times people healed, 14 billion. Times people modified their bodies, 16 billion. Do 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 do. Part 2. April 1st, 2030. Michael's Guess Talk. It's just like that one person had guessed. Right by my nightstand is a personal portal device. Looks just like a smartphone. I haven't messed with it yet, but since I go into one of them bigger portals every day, just to get a good free cleaning, I figured why not trust it a little? So here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay. It feels my presence, my charm, my natural goodwill. I feel it asking in my head if I want it to load and fully boot up. What do you folks think? Should I do it? Some of you are scared for me, and some of you seem scared for yourselves. I get it. A lot of folks are scared right now and have no one to turn to trust, even though they should. That's why I'm here. Maybe I'm reckless, maybe I'm bold, but whatever happens, I'm just here to show and tell as much as I can about what starting this thing up does. Yes, please, fully boot up. Thank you for your interest. This device is called a portali, pronounced portali. A free gift from a generous cosmic source of being. Well, there you have it, folks. This is benevolent, kind-seeming alien technology far beyond the grasp of our current ability. Given your current socio-politic, economical state of oppression, it would be most beneficial to sync your current device with Portali. Sync my data? Well, heck. What's the difference between this thing possibly stealing all of my data and every darn company getting away with it? Now, folks, I just gave an ignorant response. It's okay to be brash. It's okay to go ahead and do something.
but usually one should exercise some caution. But like I said, I'm showing you what's happening in real time to help us all out. But anything sure could happen. Over the days, though, it's been real nice to know that the portals will answer any and all questions we have. So before I just go ahead and sink any further, which I'm gonna do anyway, I'm gonna ask it, what happens with the sinking?
Good question, Portali says. By accepting to sync, all data you wish to share will instantly be absorbed into this Portali, updating and unifying databases to continuously run software, programs, and applications forever, instead of their usual, purposely designed obsolescence date.
Well, that was a smart, snippy, and revealing answer, wasn't it?
Would you like to hear answers to common questions of Portali before fully sinking? It is recommended for full transparency.
Well, I can't go wrong knowing a thing or two. Now, if anyone doesn't feel like watching this whole video, I'll put all this in the comments. Heck, maybe Portali will do it for me.
Indeed, I am capable and would love to do so.
Alright, buddy. Please go on ahead and sync while telling me all that stuff.
Thank you, Michael. For all intents and purposes, this Portali will call you by your name until you choose another or a host of other names to be called, per your desired level of customization. Portalis have a near infinite capacity for storage. Your data, in every shape and form, will be available indefinitely for you to use and share as you like, without interruption, unless you wish to have intermissions per your desired level of customization.
So wait, anything I have, as in music, video games, movies, ebooks, software, apps from my phone, computer and such, will now work even if the powers that be stop updating them, and I'm free to copy them and give my stuff to someone else for free?
Yes, Michael, that is correct.
Oh, wow! Can you imagine never having to buy something you already owned or have ever used again? That's definitely going to reshape my bank account and the whole damn economy.
Portali says the limitations and cost of the syncing is simple and brief. Any and all personal data of a non-consensual, oppressive forcing outside of being used for evidence in strict, judicious manners will not be available, as well as any projections of malicious intent.
So, no raping, self-mutilating, or psychological torture content. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well, alright, that don't feel like a cost to me at all.
For most, certainly. Portalis work within the perimeter of the portals. Having one on your person will serve as a personal protection device. As long as Portali senses no malicious, manipulative intent, even so far as goading or provoking harm.
Well, that sounds good.
Portali comes with more features. Would you like to hear them, Michael?
More? Alright, but please make it quick, Portali. This is already blowing my mind.
You got it. Portali aims to be friendly and companionable. Portali can take a number of shapes and forms, like a wristband, a pair of glasses, and many more options depending on your desired use and need. Should you leave or misplace Portali, just call for it and it will appear at a destination within your view. Portali allows quick travel to any communal portal and any personal Portali portal points you allow. In time, more universal points of interest may become available. Portali is happy to have welcomed so many of you to our reality shifter to live out a version of your best, most fulfilled lives.
You are welcome to view people's experiences in the portal player. Please note, it will not show private, intimate particulars. Also note, a fulfilled life may not look like anything you've ever seen. Some people may or may not choose to allow such viewable access. So we can see people, friends, families, etc. Anyone who's already gone into the portal, if they chose to give us access? That is correct, Michael. Please note, this feature contains many viewable options best suited for another video of explanation. Sounds like there's a lot there. Anything else, Portali? Portali is here as long as anyone needs Portali and the Portal networks. The cost for use will remain the same throughout history. These were key highlights to some super functions. Please view me as an upgrade, an all-in-one device for most technological things, far superior to your internets, to your computers, to your smartphones, etc. After syncing, please keep your outdated technology as you wish, though you might never have a use for them again. Oh boy, are you Portali, in one small tiny paragraph, each of its own accord, right after another. You've beat out every Steve Jobs level presentation by like 1,000,000%. Not since sunlight, passion, freedom, and desire. Oh man, has there ever been anything presented so nicely? To Portali, that sounded like wanting me to instantly reduce everyone's quote-unquote motherfucking bills, as you people of Earth say, to what they should be, and refunding most 99% of people a huge difference? Click yes, or maybe nah, that's dumb. Please note, Michael, this is something that will be asked of everyone who starts a Portali. And Portali, just like your governments, has access to everything in this world, except Portali has more access than that. What? April 1st, 2030. Spaz is the new Chaz channel. Holy fuck. The portal just upended and upgraded our lives again. I know it's April Fool's, but this is no joke. This will be known as another day where all of our lives have changed for the better. Everyone, I repeat, everyone on Earth has received a personal portal device. This is mine. It appeared out of thin air by my nightstand. It probably looks a lot like yours, but fun fact, though the color universally appears blue, it changes to every individual's most welcoming and inviting color. But who cares about all that, or that even the blind and deaf, who have chosen not to be cured, still seem to be able to hear and see everything on their personal portal device. Let's talk about what it does. First, it has no battery, meaning it never needs to be plugged in or recharged. Second, it works everywhere. Let me repeat, this works everywhere. Underwater, in underground caves, dark forests, in airplanes, in outer space, everywhere. Yes, the astronauts have them. Third, it works and appears to be compatible with everything. And when I mean everything, I mean every piece of technology we have. And the options on this are literally insane. April 3rd, Elder Talk Live. Well, kids, just right about after the Portali system showed up, everyone who didn't check their bank account sure did when word was spread. Yes, it was true. Everyone's debt bottomed out to zero. Everyone's bank accounts looked a lot better. Much more, the prices of all things looked like they'd been posted in the 1960s, if not before.
The cybersecurity units of every government were unsuccessful in clacking things back to normal. Nor could they shut down any of their power sources to black out the people in any way, shape, or form. All those satellites in orbit were said to have just gone, quote-unquote, poof. As per Portales rules and world reports, many more governmental officials and tech wizards turned into houseplates. Something worse, or something simply perished in vain, trying to cling on to their corrupt practices and oppressive power. While no one can actively harm anyone anymore, since the Portales are basically a personal protection device, the people have entered into stellar debates on how the world should conduct itself with altruistic, progressive mindsets and goals, which was no small feat since health, transportation, protection, entertainment, energy, education, and wealth became virtually free for the 4 billion people left on Earth. With the blink of an eye, instantly. Without intimidation and violence as a means of control and enforcement, the people took to living in comfort, mastering social skills, exploring all the other features the Portales system offered, no longer tethered to having to wake up to make money.
April 30th, Global Portal Usage Statistics. People portaled away 1.3 billion. People transmuted or dead 76 million. Times people healed 36 billion. Times people modified their bodies 1.5 billion. Part 3. Worldwide reactions and further discoveries. May 13th. Sharon's sharing.
Look, we still got earthquakes, we still have more forest fires, oil spills, dust balls, tsunamis, though oddly not as many we used to, and better weather. It kinda makes you think, doesn't it?
May 15th. Crush's Corner. So God knows, everybody, since Portale mentioned being connected to every major network, I asked it if it would delete all deepfake news and propaganda bullshit, and it did. Now Portale is incorporating manipulative data points as a destructive means against humanity, which means we're now protected from further exploitations against such things. You're welcome. May 15th. Franks, and Francs. Damn, I knew my city council sucked, I just didn't know how hard. Seeing everything they're doing laid out before us in the Portale system. Oh my gosh. May 16th. United Nations Declaration.
Thanks in full to the portals, the people have found and seen the revealed darknesses our fellow citizens of this world have perpetrated. perpetuated. The list is long and weary, including those we love and despise. We have asked Portale to organize and categorize their offenses. Should you require a list of misdeeds of these people, you only need ask. We ask that everyone take this news with grace, as this is the first step in gaining the people's trust and creating a new world of humane, conscientious authority. Wounds are deep, and crimes are often unreported. Rest assured, 650 million non-combatant civilians and an additional 237 million and two people of authority, including those tasked with protecting, leading, and guiding the people, having chosen to follow a much darker path than they were tasked with, have been ushered into the portal's confinement system to live out an appropriate reality befitting their crimes. Justice has come. Justice will be done.
May 19th, Shaquanda's question of the day. I asked Portale if my new boo been cheating on me, and it said he was. That lying, cheating motherfucker has been cheating on me since the beginning. Portale showed me through a number of video sources, bank statements, timestamps, texts, and calls. Shit, my boo probably knows I've been cheating and lying on him. If we can simply ask Portale who ain't telling the truth and be given the proof, we're either gonna have to really want to know, or we're all gonna have to stop being straight up honest and shit about what's been going on. Am I ready for that? Is anyone ready for that? I wonder. May 17th. Portale answering questions. Yes, aliens are real, though they are all different forms of humanity, much like how some in your world called immigrants aliens, though their shape and forms are more alien. Yes, they walk among you, mostly in disguise. Yes, all of the evil ones have either left this world due to Portale's arrival, or have been absorbed by Portale, or soon will. Yes, this is what some of the main species look like. Yes, attached is a list of those who used to have all of the power and control over the entirety of your world. Yes, the moon is real, but common-day humans have only visited the fake one. Yes, interdimensional travel is as cheap and easy as it is real. Yes, Earth is a gestational manifestation planet, now fully under the protection of Portale can only say Portale. Yes, Pluto is indeed a planet. What or who is actually there waiting for you is a fun gift, and a lovely surprise that others wish to erase and hide. Yes, space travel and interdimensional teleportation will be available to you soon. Yes, time is subjective construct. Portale knows more than can share. Those in the portal can indeed time travel, though. May 17th, United Nations Declaration. Over 4 million missing or lost family members have been reunited. So many have found their true birth parents, siblings, and etc. Every single one of those instances has reshaped our hearts and shown us how much a person really deserves to never go through such separation caused by military strife and border issues, mostly caused by malevolent and or ignorant choices of your leadership. As such, the United Nations has struck an accord and are disbanding their militaries, giving up their armaments, and opening their borders to all, requiring no passport, travel papers, or same such documents. All people of humanity may now travel in peace as they wish, acting in accordance of human dignity and decency. Furthermore, as Portali has, in effect, taken over our banking structures, forming one secure global unit, all currency is now counted as equal to each nation's. Rest assured, the leaders of almost all nations have tried to use a number of technologies and weapons against Portali's acquisition and failed, meaning your money is safer than this world's technology could provide and will no longer be dictated by the whims and whimsies of those in charge. May 18th, ATM News.
In other news, the Portal Viewer has reached over 3 trillion views as loved ones seek to reconnect and learn about what new lives they lead. Other platforms such as Viewby Tuesdays have seen viewership and participation drop, as it no longer has the function to generate revenue, including placing ads and content. No longer needing the revenue, many have chosen to release themselves from tenuous schedules from which most are no longer being viewed or getting paid for.
May 19th. Unquestionably Mark.
I used to be an addict. Did heroin 24/7. And that was on top of some pure grade crack cocaine. By all rights, I should have died 10 or 12 times. I tried all the step programs. Felt ashamed. I only had 3 teeth, a ruptured septum, and needle marks that made my veins look like a busted street, with potholes as far as the eye could see. I swear, I went into that portal junked up and came out not only sober, but looking and feeling like $1 million. Couldn't even think why I'd try them again.
May 20th. Sarah's Serenades. Sweet Lord Almighty, my husband came down to beat me again after a night of drinking. Spouting off that he'll never use a portal. Thinks they're dumb. Tried hitting me and bam. House plant. You think I'm gonna take care of him? I tore it apart leaf by leaf and threw it in the trash. May it never grow. May it wilt and die. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free of that son of a bitch. And I get to keep the house, the car, and everything. I've never been so happy and relieved in my life. It could have been a whole new life. I was willing to give him another chance with all this portal news and our mortgage just being paid off and all that debt gone, all that money in our bank. Oh, all he could think about was getting drunk and hitting me? No longer. No longer, no longer. I swear this portal is probably taking all the stupid assholes off this earth. And good riddance. Gonna find me the love I deserve. At least I know he won't be able to hurt me. Won't be able to take my money or my house. Oh, what a world this is gonna be. May 21st. Gestalt's garish greetings. The banks and evil corporate companies of this world seem to be in an outrage, no longer being able to get into huge portions of their systems. Portali has revealed, through a number of disclosures, what kind of data manipulations and twisted experiments they were getting away with. Who was really going to stop these assholes from adding ones and zeros wherever, whenever? People now have free rein to use these systems in an altruistic manner, without paying fees or dues. Not that we have that much need for many anymore anyway. May 22nd. Jeremiah's Confessions. I was straight up going to kill myself when the next bill came in, but then the portals came. I swear, I thought about leaving this dump and jumping into an alternative fantasy land altogether. But when I entered the portal, it spoke to me, and it asked me to wait on that. Asked me to just heal up for the day. That it would soothe the stress in my body, and it'd make it feel like I had gotten a month's worth of rest. It said if money was making me worry, it might just all be changed tomorrow. I decided to listen to it, and boy, the next day, seeing that device sitting on my nightstand, hearing about what it was, what it had done, made me weep in joy I haven't felt in God knows how long. May 24th. Rocky's Modern Car Troubles. My dudes, listen! One thing Portali forgot to tell us is that we can sync it to damn near anything that requires electricity. Ooh. I asked it for instructions to fix my goddamn car. If you've been watching for a while, you know this piece of shit breaks down every other day with a new problem that costs me an arm and a leg. You saw I had to sell my left arm and my right leg to pay for a muffler. But the portal fixed me up good. Thank you. Thank you so much, portal. So I thought, maybe it could help me with my car. So please, buddy, please. And this thing, I swear, just told me to sync up with it. Guess what? My car. I don't know how it did it, but my car fucking regenerated. I tapped my Portali to it, and it stuck on just like it said it would. Next thing I see is my entire car being absorbed by that blue portal color. Oh, that sweet Portali blue. Now, I'm not sure how long it took because I couldn't stop staring, but I sure as hell know it took less than a quote-unquote 10-minute oil change. I shit you not, my car wasn't just brand new. It had features it never had, but I had always wanted. Told me I had a new app that would make it as customizable as what you could do in most video games. Boy howdy, I sure as hell took advantage of that. Check this beauty out. Platinum rims, cool ass eagle with sunglasses, and an American flag bandana, giving a feathery thumbs up on the sides and hood of my car. That's what I want, and it happened. Look at it. On my bumper it says, chick pleaser in a real sexy font. Oh yeah, it's what I wanted. I always wanted one of those. The color changes when it rains, from electric blue to sunfire orange with wicked flames. This thing is
Amazing. You think I'm done talking about how cool this thing is? You're wrong. Now I'm going to get in my car and show you something that'll blow your fucking mind. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. All right. Hear that engine? Whoo-wee! Roars like a mighty lion. My wife tells me that loud noise doesn't reach her eardrums quite the same. To her, it sounds like a cute kitten purring. Maybe you hear something differently. I don't know, and that doesn't bother me at all. Totally okay by me. Temp-controlled seats? Check. Auto start? Check. Stupid fucking fuel economy button? Stupid fucking idle engine button? Fucking gone! Why this car no longer needs anything to run. This car does not need gas to run. Let me repeat that one last time. It does not need gas or electricity to run. I don't know how it fucking does it, but it does it. And I never have to pay for gas or plug this thing in ever again. Of course, as you probably know, I've saved the best for last. How could this get any better? Well, as maybe you've seen in some other videos, I just want to share what this one is. This car can not only drive on land, it can also drive over and through sea and magma. It can also go underwater and fly, as I'm about to show you right now. Without knowing a goddamn thing about air, water, or wind, or space pressure, okay? This thing fixes all that shit on its own. I don't press any goddamn buttons. I just drive right into the water. This is my own little lake. Look at that. That is a fish. That's a fish. Did I press any buttons? No, I did not. Yeah. Most importantly, Portali will not allow me to run into anything, even if I'm incapacitated or otherwise occupied by my wife. That is correct. This thing will make sure that I do not cause any damage due to my negligence whatsoever. Thank you so much. This is a gift from heaven. Go ahead and do that to your car now. Doesn't matter if it's a piece of shit car. Go grab one wherever. Put your thing to it. It's gonna be miraculous. Do 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 do. May 25th. Grandma's knittings and fixins. Hell, I just wanted to share something with all you youngsters. But first, I wanted to say I renamed my Portali Sassafras because I like saying that word more than anything. So, I saw this really nice man talking about sinking his sassafras to things and decided to try it out. And I thought it was the neatest thing. I just placed sassafras against my microwave and, just like this man's car, a portal blue washed over it. It was so beautiful. Next thing I know, Sassafras is telling me all about what I can do with my new microwave / hot food and meal generator. Now again, that seems like too many words to say for anybody wanting food, so I renamed my microwave to Nom Nom. It's my Nom Nom machine. I think it sounds better and would be easier for little teeny toddlers to say in the future. Anyway, it does exactly what you think it does. It makes any kind of meal you could imagine at its peak tastiness, according to your standards.
or the standards of your guests. What this goodness is made of, I have no idea, but the Nom Nom delivers on the flavors of every country with the pressing of a button. And from what Sassafras tells me, all of the food's properties are non-allergenic, even the peanut butter. How about that? Not that anyone who has used the portal to heal themselves needs to worry about allergens anymore, I'm sure. But it's still a right fun thing to know in case those people, whoever they may be, haven't gone through a portal and used it as such.
May 26th. Let's chat with Ava Krinkelblatt.
So, I was like, what good is being able to, travel anywhere if, you still gotta carry everything? Shana Bobanda. Yeah, that's what I named my portali. Duh. And for real, Shana Badanda, just totally pointed me to this app called Portal Storage. It is now my new BFF. For real. With this app, I can totally put my couch into the Portal Storage app and pull it out when I need it. Can you believe it? Oh my god. Isn't that amazing? And my Shana Banana said, once it's synced inside, you can totally customize it, just like anything, including all your freaking clothes. Forget pish posh. This is so valet. Hold up, I almost forgot to mention one downside. Bummer Silicon Valley Town. Yeah, you can't store living things in your storage. So you're still gonna have to put your pet in your purse and carry it around, I guess. So sorry, but at least storage is unlimited.
May 28th. The Gloria, good evening to ya. Talk.
So, as you can see, I have a dick now. I'd always wanted to know what it would be like, and don't really care what you think about that. Now, I'm sure there are a number of dudes out there who totally bounced out of a portal more jiggly than ever, and that's good too. And yes, I've been playing with it all morning. Turns out, I'm a straight shooter and can knock empty diet soda cans down from at least 3 feet away. It's impressive. Most dudes couldn't do that, I'm sure. Now, I totally understand why men get crazy. These things recharges at any time my boobies feel any kind of sensation. Just moving in my seat, the fabric of my shirt shifts, brushing my tits, and shibroyoyoing. God damn, it's gonna take a while to get used to this thing, get it under control. It takes men their whole lives, I just don't know. I have so much experimenting to do, though. Gonna have to change all of my clothes for this. Otherwise, the world's gonna call me hella indecent in these yoga pants. Serve a bunch of assholes right if it didn't bother. But gotta be decent for all those decent people out there, I guess. Sure, I could go into a portal and ask to be in a less, virile state. But why shouldn't I get to experience all that men have for so very long? Well, I'm gonna go out and see if there's someone who wants to bang. Ha! Look at me. I'm already talking like a man.
May 29th. Getting in Lena's lane.
Forget tapping your portali, or as I call him, Mr. Linguini, to your microwave. I mean, you can, but why not just tap your whole house or your apartment to it? Apparently, it works with whatever you call a house.
Portali's got a housing app. Just sync it with your house by sticking it wherever you want. And there you go. Presto changeo. Everything about your house is customizable. How many rooms, toilets, baths, bars. It's like all those videos where the outside might look small, but inside you're looking at a mansion. Best part, no bugs, no dust, no leaks, no squeaks, no sounds other than the ones you want. Now, I'm no scientist, so I asked Mr. Linguini what makes this possible. He told me that it has to do with something called physical holographicalization. He asked me if I wanted to know more. I did not. I asked Mr. Linguini about the unhoused, all those poor souls. He said they can just sync their portale with any old cardboard box, and it can form into the same kind of living space as the rest of us. I can only imagine how this works for businesses and communal buildings. My bet is that anyone who wants to hang out with people will find ample space to feel safe and welcome. Probably run by some form of automated intelligence that looks human enough that we have fewer problems about whatever and whatnot. And we don't have to work. It's just a synthetic human being or something that goes along with what we're doing. May 30th. Nikki Smith objects. I totally knew superstar Burke Barkenharder was evil. Just had those dull, dead, vacant-looking eyes. Halfway tempted to see what kind of hell he's living in through the portal viewer now, that son of a bitch. May 31st, United Nations Declaration. Good news, everybody. With the addition of the Portale protective system, violence is basically non-existent, and daily rapes have gone from hundreds of thousands to 0. Who knew all it would take is some super benevolent entity to change things we totally could have taken care of on our own? Give or take however long you think humans have lived on Earth. As such, we have declared everybody fully equal on all levels now, to make sure everyone understands that. May 31st. Skylar's skepticisms. I mean, it's nice that the United Nations is now creating a global law stricture from which all nations have agreed to adhere to. Well, that, benefits all of humanity with such wide-ranging understandings and all that, but who the fuck are they talking to? Duh, the fuck can they do to us? What can they do for us? Except just put that where it is. Anyone who's not working with portales has to adhere to the shit they should have been doing in the first place. Good for that. And really, is this what they feared we the people would do? Just go out and explore and live our lives with just the casual oversight of not being corrupt or violent, wasteful douchebags? We were all willing to go for that, except whatever the fuck happened between now and then, I'm not sure. I'm glad it's here, but couldn't we have already had a world similar to this without the portal system? I guess it doesn't really matter now, does it? All those fuckholes. It's so good. It's so funny watching them be like, I guess we're gonna do this now because we can't fuck you over. Yeah, fuck you, United Nations. Do your goddamn job. It doesn't matter if you do anyway. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. You can't do a goddamn thing about it. May 31st. Global portal usage statistics. People, quote unquote, portaled away. 3 billion. People transmuted or dead. 76 million. Times people healed. 1 trillion. Times people modified their bodies. 133 billion. Objects synchronized/modified. 7 billion. Portal viewings. 3 trillion. June 2nd. Portale viewing, newsing and musing. You might be asking why I have this box on my desk labeled good stuff. I can't even wait. I'm so excited to show you. Entertainment from viewing the portal. Yes, some people had the genius idea of choosing realities where their favorite shows continued for seasons and seasons. Famous people didn't die until much later. If they ever did, companies made more sequels and better, updated versions of games and such, leading to more quality content by those we love. Really, it isn't that much different from asking Portale's AI to make another season, album, etc., but these are created by those involved in creating their original content. And again, it's all free and downloadable from the viewer. What about new artists, some might ask? How will they make headway into the public's consciousness now that we have Shakespeare, all these new plays by him? How do we do that? There's like 300 Shakespeare plays. They're all equivalent to Hamlet in stature. Well, to that, I say, in certain realities, those realities have portals that they jump in and out of, just the same as ours, where the famous artists are unknown artists of today. What I'm trying to say is, they may not be famous here, but their work is being downloaded by super fans in worlds they may not be aware of, and is making all the difference in inspiring and motivating those people's lives. June 3rd, Old Country Hound. Every single religious zealot has openly declared Portale an abomination and subsequently been transmuted or eradicated from Earth, which is probably a good thing since in the portal viewer we've gotten to see what all of the gods look like in, I guess, real life. Even the angels, devils, and demons of all those faiths. My dad went through the portal, and I couldn't stop thinking about what he must be doing, what his life must be like. He was always the kindest, coolest dude. I mean, my mom passed a long time ago, and he's been lonely for a long 25 years. Now, my family, I have my own that I love, and it has taken so much time out of my life from him. He comes around, he had come around now and then, but I didn't give him much time to be with us, because we were always doing our own thing, so he was kind of a loner. I wasn't exactly surprised when he talked to me, reassured me that he loved me, and said he was thinking about taking a walk through the portal, but wouldn't without knowing how I felt. He even said that if I ever needed him to stay, for me or my family, then he'd stay. Him being 85, and now healthier than who knows what, looking like he was 35,
all due to the portal. I figured maybe it was time to give the old man a break to find whatever he needed and have a good time doing it. But man, did we have a hell of a parting ceremony. Lasted days, maybe longer. Can't remember. I asked him what kind of reality he wanted, and he said, "Well, of course, I want to see you or Mom again, and I also want to meet our Maker." Being a Christian, of course, he was talking about Jesus Christ's dad. Well, now, as soon as that portal viewer opened up, I clicked that big old button, and with a resounding boop, I got to see my old man with my mama playing cards with God outside, overlooking the finest sunset I ever did see, having the time of their lives. Since seeing plenty more viewings of Christians, I've come to learn that every single image of their God looks exactly the same, though altogether just a little shorter than I imagined. Now Allah, she's about as tall as you'd think she'd be. I weep openly every time I see her in the viewer, though of course she's still nothing compared to my wife, whom I love so dearly. Do 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 do. June 4th. Finger Mutt Butt Speaks. Susan B. Smoochie murdered fans in her basement and drank their blood with aliens from another dimension? Who would have guessed? Do 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 do. June 5th. Costuming and cosplay with KKKK. Halloween this year is gonna be off the chain. I know a group of friends already planning to jump into the portal and shrink down the size of those gremlin things, get all green with pointy ears, creepy claws. I haven't gotten that far. Been testing out different looks for Comic-Cons though. Growing wings, having 3 tails, being a robot. I saw someone walking around as Krishna, all blue-bodied and having 6 arms. I mean, that person could have been Shiva or Mahakala or Vishnu. I didn't ask, but that was still very cool to see. All I know is the cosplay and costume contests this year are gonna be next level. Ha! Now that I think about it, I've always wanted to see what having a couple extra arms feels like. How great would that be? Playing video games while eating and drinking, or lighting up at the same time? Woo! Do 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 do. June 6th. Questioning Portali about everything show. Hey Portali, it don't make no sense. Why would you wait to turn all those dipshits into houseplants and corpses after they bombed that children's hospital? Like, shouldn't you have known to stop them beforehand? Why did you let all those little bambinos and bambinas die? And all those doctors and stuff? Portali acknowledges your very astute question. The hospital was given a very credible, anonymous tip that they were going to be obliterated, with no recognizable support and an imminent threat looming. Everyone decided to take refuge in the portal. The leaders of your nations once enjoyed destroying people's lives and anyone who would help them. So often, the administration decided to evacuate them before the artillery was fired. Had they not all bravely chosen to go, the building would still be there. Yet those who planned and fired would still have met their untimely demise. So it was kind of a setup? Portali says it was an international message that only your leaders and military might would understand. There were approximately 30 other hospitals, 18 wedding chapels, 13 orphanage, a
discount store for the deaf and blind, a shelter for the mentally unstable, and a very popular community dog park designed for dogs who had 1 or 2 or 3 legs blown off due to landmines, all targeted as part of the offensive, all with a portal present. Fortunately, Portali stopped them and turned many, many people into household plants. Wow. Fuck those guys. Portali agrees that they were fucked by fucking themselves trying to fuck others in an inappropriate degree. June 7th. Les Joujous Saison Channel. Hey everybody, how's everyone else coping? I'm doing my best, being so blessed. Still trying to figure out this mess now that everyone who uses their portal can look as hot as they want, except for the quote-unquote weirdos, I guess. But what's so weird about trying out all of these new things now? Whose opinion really matters for you? I mean, I still have preferences, but now people have been changing their skin all kinds of colors and making all kinds of changes to their bodies. If that's that easy and anyone can switch to whatever they like, why would I hate that? But how will that affect who I choose to date or sleep with? Knowing that none of us really have much use for money or power or things, and looks are something we can change at random, I guess I can just like a person for what they like and like about me, and I can just like them liking me for who I am and what I like. Wow, all of this thinking freckles my brain in such wonderful ways. June 8th. April's glow if you know me, talky-de-talk. It's just kind of nice. Portali was like, I see you are a female who suffers from menstrual pains every month and the fear of getting pregnant by a male without much say of it during intercourse. Portali can hush such reproductive and physiological functions until you are ready to conceive, if you wish. I mean, what's the difference between that and birth control? I don't want a baby anytime soon, so why the hell not? Even if I do want a baby, but can't in the future, it sure the hell beats getting fucked and having a, oops, now I got a baby. Plus, just not having to deal with cramps every month. All the things women can do now. I tell you what though, when/if I flip that switch back on, the way I plan to get busy, I doubt it'll take long to get pregs. June 9th. Saying words is hard show. Here was Gauch. I'm sinking up to the portali system. Hello, Cappy Cap.
Hi, Carp. It just knows what I like to be called. What a beautiful piece of technology.
Would you like to choose a preferred name for your personalized Portali system? You may do so now or at your convenience, as much as you wish.
Just fascinating. Well, Jan, I always wanted to have a blessed friend named Mr. Kibbles.
Perfect. I am now Mr. Kibbles. May I interest you in trying out our automatic universal translator?
Oh, gosh! I've never seen or heard this feature before. Have you? What does it do, Mr. Kibbles?
Universally translates mood, tone, and context of what you're listening to. Reading, writing, and saying, assuring the maximum intellectual and emotional comprehension of what is being said and written in any language, including baby. while still keeping your inflection and affectations.
Now all know exactly what Lil Berber needs and wants. And maybe more pa as well. You're there for Lil Berber? Oh, pa, right? Sure, let's do that.
Mr. Kibbles can also translate for all animals, even critters, where you can adjust to hear as much as you need or wish at a comfortable level. Would you like me to do so?
Ooh, nah. Oh, Cappy Cap can hear him just fine. More useful to others, though.
Very well, then. You may change this as you wish using the Universal Translator app. There are more features to share. Should we continue?
Yes, please.
June 9th. Portali answers more commonly asked questions. Yes, Earth was once much larger than it currently is. Dinosaurs were considered pets. Most lakes were considered ponds and rivers and streams. Most of today's trees, weeds. Would you like to see through the eyes of an ancient forebearer or learn more? Yes, the splitting of languages was a purposeful act of the common person to revolt against their language being used against them at that time. The ruling class at that time subverted everyday words, replacing their meanings and authoritarian definitions, much akin to George Orwell's notations. Example given: war is peace. If not this, then blanding or watering down the meanings and values of words and phrases such as love, freedom, justice, I'm sorry, and thank you. This is why certain regions use symbols as opposed to letters. This is also why the ruling class would call those quote-unquote speaking in tongues. Would you like to see how this was accomplished through the eyes of a forebearer, or learn more? Yes, Lemuria exists, and existed, along with many other lands. It is quite a popular travel destination for those you once or still call quote-unquote elite. Would you like a true map of Earth? Please note, Portali can only show you lands the majority of humanity has accessed or once had access to. Once discovered, they will be added to Portali's universal mapping system, and instant teleportation to it will be available. Yes, essentially, humanity, with the use of the portals and the portal system, can live forever. And yes, humanity will reach this pinnacle beside Portali on their own technologically and metaphysically as well. Yes, there are humans who are over 300 years old, using technologies akin to cryostasis, igniostasis, hematophagy, and other means to the portals system. However, failing and faltering on a number of levels due to low spiritual energy and malevolent practices. Do not worry, most have either left Earth or have been permanently confined within the Portali's confinement system. Would you like a list of who they are? A list and proof of their deeds? Or more information? Yes, there was malevolent weather modification practices taking place before the portal's system arrival. Have no fear, these instruments and devices have either been cleared or have had their functions reversed for better health and quality of living for all. June 10th, Dougie's vlog. And you know what sucks? Everybody's got these great stories about how they see their mom and dad, or dad and dad, or mom and mom, or whoever just taking care of them in the portal, living some wild, happy family dream life. Well, do you know what my dad is doing? He's living his best life, all right. He works at a campsite. And you might think, oh, that's nice. No. The campsite is for hot, horny teens, and every Friday the 13th, he's out there running them down with a machete, wearing overalls and a ski mask. Now, don't get me wrong. The other days of the week, he's the kindest groundskeeper, mowing lawns, giving kids piggyback rides, giving grand, wise, fatherly talks. But then Thursday the 12th rolls around and he's got a little extra skip in his step, which you think is cute until you realize he just knows every minute is getting closer to midnight. Freaking horror movies could be made about this bullshit. I bet you he'd be the kind that doesn't even stick with them after each kill. My dad is just football touchdown victory dancing for like half an hour every kill. Just so proud he got another one that almost got away. I mean, yeah, it's pretty impressive, the athletics and imagination he puts into these things. Jesus Christ. It's wild. When everybody asks if I go in there and watch my dad, I just tell them he died a long time ago. They know I'm lying, but they also probably think it's for the best. June 11th, Lori's video chat. Hey Mom and Mama, here I am in India. My girlfriends, Kayla and Michaela, and I are hitting up all the top spots. No buses, no fusses. Teleporting has made our lives so much easier. Around 6-ish, we'll be heading to Delhi. Stop by if you're up for India's best buttery chicken makhani. If interested, I'll send directions. Afterwards, we're going to be drinking all night. More than welcome to come with us. And don't talk about being hungover. We'll hit up a portal and bam! We'll be back to normal, living our lives 24/7. June 12th. Ali and Jobby's Getting Segs channel. Dude, we went to Amsterdam and they were like, no prostitutes there. It was like bullshit. Like, why, man? Why? June 13th. Getting over fears and traveling with friends. My friends and I decided to backpack through the Amazon rainforest in search of lost treasures and ancient mysteries. Since we can't die from stupid bullshit, we're gonna try everything. Petting lions, hugging snakes, climbing trees, licking toads, you name it! Every single one of us has a fear to conquer, and we're going to do it! Yeah! June 14th. Inner Earths and Outer Domains. Hey, it's me, Darian Demonic, inside Area 53. As you know from my previous adventures to Areas 1 through 52, there are indeed aliens, all different, but this one has some real cool new ones. Portal Translate converted their name for us, Stefana Bergonia, which is actually a cluster of sentient beings manifested in a semi-synthetic bodysuit covered in various spores, as if it were some sort of amniotic fur, as you can see here. They've been here for about 20,000 Earth years and have really taken to a liking to key lime pie ice cream bars, which, as you know, are also my favorite. We have become fast friends, and I have been invited to visit their planet, Mid-Uranus. Apparently, some planets have planets within them. I don't know how that works yet, but soon will. They've assured me it's way cooler than just a floating kingdom in the sky or some such thing. When I was going to visit other areas, why give up on such a grand opportunity? Do 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 do. June 17th. Billy's nervous and desperate vlog. Shit. There's just too much wild shit happening in the world for me to handle it. First, our leaders and our governments and our tech overlords been trying to kill us, rape us, or steal everything from us. And now we can do everything and anything? Man, I saw a guy laser beam a bread into toast this morning. I know he can't hurt me, but this is just too much. Too much. I'm going straight into the portal. Gonna live my best life on the other side. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. June 18th. Jackson confirms true places and history. And that concludes my sick expedition/tour with Portali of Camp David, the Wild Plantation, and the Taba Resort. I read and saw everything in the online documents, but I couldn't believe it. I downright refused until I saw it with my own eyes. I really still can't. It's pretty fucking disgusting. I'm so glad we're done with this psychotic sicko shit. Well, now I'm going to hang out at the beaches of Fiji to recover for a while. Then I'm off to explore those deadly catacombs. June 19th. No sympathy from Sandra D. Now recording. People keep saying, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Where? Well, now that your job is gone, like everybody else's, first of all, thank you for caring about anyone except yourself. Second, relax. If you work on cars, now you've got a hobby. You can still design cars, except maybe only for yourself. Or share your designs with other people. Have meetups, races, whatever. You can have championships, just as much as you can help improve each other's work, celebrating each other's successes, knowing money and livelihoods aren't on the line. Same goes for any type of sport or art or thing. You can even lower your IQ when making the things to give yourself a real challenge. Or, God forbid, you spend time with your family or friends and learn more about them, enjoying each other something, enjoying teaching each other something. Sounds hokey. Well, just go jump in a portal and go back to your dead-end job where you're only valued to either age out or bust something useful. June 20th. Teach you later, channel. Any other teachers having problem teaching? Everything I've learned have been taught. I don't know. Does any of it really matter? The kids can literally ask Portali anything and be shown true video footage and be shown actual authentic documents. 90% of the shit I learned was a lie. And yet I feel compelled to teach these kids, and am being entrusted to teach them the lies of the past as a way to preserve pre-portal life. I wonder if people who don't take to portals will be something less respected than the Amish or indigenous tribes, who we were never really taught much about in the first place. Certainly not in grade schools. It's almost like willfully teaching ignorance and how to try to live and thrive with false belief systems. I mean, isn't it? Isn't it? It's hard to cope with and understand, but why did I get into history? Most of the other teachers don't have to deal with that kind of crap. June 21st. Natty's Nostalgia.
Desjardins' channel was lovely, slightly unhinged at times, yet lovely. But her portal life? I'm watching it 24/7. If you've only watched her channel, can you imagine all of that energy uncaged, unchained? Her passion, her truth? Amazing. June 28th. Video game tray. Forget all this stuff. I'm just gonna play video games with my friends all day. And I hope the people who love making games make them all the time with their friends and stuff, so we can play new ones. Will I get bored of it? Not anytime soon. People have been playing video games for a living now, for their entire lives. It's just their thing. And it's my thing. And I love that I can just spend my time with my friends doing this. Just like anyone can just watch all those new episodes and seasons of those shows that came out. Just like I can play those games as well. All those ones from different portal universes. It's so fascinating and fun. What a wonderful life. June 29th. Blunted but not stunted channel. I feel real bad for people without imaginations right now. We've been given free tickets to do whatever the fuck we want. And most of these people can't think outside of a first, second, or third shift, plus 2 or 3 side gigs. All this technology has been leading us to freedom, and now we finally got it. We are our own masters. Together, I think this is what our educational systems will evolve into. Just places to learn concepts of play, imagination, communication, cooperation, etc. Plus learning skills at different levels leisurely. This week, we're all turning into rabbits. This week, we're gonna understand how languages are created. Thinking about it though, maybe it turns into a fun magical bus deal. Questions like, what would you do in this situation, can be actualized and seen instead of theorized. Instead of having limitations to what we can do, we will know we can all reach a mastery level of something, still unique to us. Pretty wild, man. June 30th. I'm Ariana, not Areola's vlog. It's great. It's kind of great. So many of us have never been able to travel that much, but with having portal teleportation and flying submersible space cars, yeah, did you not get the message? They can go into space. Since we've got all-around protection, we breathe no matter where we are. Anyway, now that people are trying out all kinds of things, Portali has created a travel app. Sets up destinations and ideas for things as a whole family. Last week, we took turns being blown 350 feet into the air, sitting on rocketing geysers of water. Yesterday, we were feeling a little bored and took a day trip to the sun. June 30th. Global portal usage statistics. People, quote-unquote, portaled away, 2.7 billion. People transmuted or dead, 78 million. Times people healed, 2 trillion. Times people modified their bodies, 300 billion. Objects synchronized / modified, 1 trillion. Portal viewings, 5.5 trillion. July 1st. New Pie Life. I thought I lost my sister to the portal, but there she was, in the viewer. Just not in the form I had thought. She'd always been a fantasy nerd, so it makes sense. My sister is
No, she's way better than a Khaleesi. She is a queen dragon, summoner of armies, warrior against dark forces. She has slain evil kings, stepped through fires, uncovered and revealed corruptions before plots could hatch, before blood could kill, before witches and knights and pirates could spoil her body, her lands, her legacy. In this other world, my sister has become a goddess, mending wounds and spirits, creating justice and equality far better than any man. Having been wise, having learned magic, rising from pain and ash and bone, through beauty and poise, creating life and finding love, bearing children, my nieces and nephews, from glittering eggs once made of stone and hopeless hope. And I was there, in her world, as she could only believe in a reality with me standing by her side as part of her family. It was nothing short of what I thought she thought I was like to her, saving her from dangers, giving warmth and kind counsel, even at times when she had burned through reason out of spite, out of exasperation, out of mercy and grace. In her reality, I took swords out of men's hearts, breathed fire down their throats, and claimed their spoils for those deserving of flesh and the magic of spirit. Watching her vision of me, seeing what she thought I was capable of, reaching heights, commanding forces, controlling my angers, claiming my strengths, redefining my powers, and becoming a savior and a guardian known throughout her world and my own, has taught me so much about who I could be and had once become. All of it reconstituted who I am, what I'm capable of, and how much my sister loved me, and how much I love her. July 2nd. Bing bong, one more question. As you all know, I named my portale Bing Bong and enjoy asking just one or two or a few questions. Today, Bing Bong, what I want to know is, will all of this freedom make us more connected or make us feel more isolated, arrogant, and indulgent? Bing Bong says you have less to fear than ever and have fewer reasons to feel controlling over others. If there is something you must do, you must have. Why? That is why you create in the first place, to have things turn out in an approximate manner you wish and desire. That is why humanity was first given the power to write and draw and think. From these powers, you formed communication, science, religion, technology, etc., to imagine that everything and anything could be possible. Anything could be seen and felt and enjoyed. Then you were given mass production, housing, medicine, radio, television, video games, the internet, the smartphone, to prepare you for unlimited access to anything. You already had the power to create universes, to see them so clearly in your mind that you could live in them, to share them with others in song, in movies, in games, in books, in work, in school, in life, in love, etc. They came with buildings and vehicles and creatures and pets and monsters and animals and judgments and perspectives and values and worth. There were already regular people on Earth who discovered that they did not need to eat or breathe as long as they were plugged into something they could connect with, to occupy their cells with in a certain type of manner. Yet the distance of others not feeling like they had this power, or the quote-unquote correct connection, left an opening for malevolence to attach itself to people who clamored for power to control what they could not, the human spirit. The Bing Bong system was created to help negotiate those feelings, to allow a space for humanity's need for certainty by creating a quote-unquote timeout space, nothing more than a breathe in and a breathe out, where all you could imagine could happen completely to release the necessity of expectation. The malevolence of humanity only works when violence can be perpetrated, as humans have been steeped in the existential dread of mortality and an ever-flowing persistence of fear and shame. The Bing Bong system was created for all other beings, just as much as for humans. Humans can now mute entire personas, even at close proximity. Being harmonious requires a level of ignorance to what one allows around them, which either means pulling or pushing away from whatever doesn't mesh, up to a certain degree. That amount of freedom of choice waxes and wanes, based on the level of security and stability one feels and would allow in. Knowing no violence can be perpetrated upon another without express permission and constant real-time consent allows space for rooms, planets, etc. to be full or empty by invitation and or necessity. In your old world, people on Viewy Tuesdays with 0 likes were butting against value systems that were either purposely suppressed by an oppressive algorithm built to uphold and foster malevolent systems, and or could not be accepted by people indoctrinated by them. Of course, some people just gave up too early, expecting instant success, without any hope, means, or knowledge to share their messages in a relatively blatant, if not subversive, tyrannical society. In short, now that your spirits no longer hold the burden of death and the impression in your eternal soul, how you act, how you love, and how you share your company will reflect genuinely just how welcomed or alone people will truly feel from now on. Unless they just want to hop into Bing Bong and choose to live out a completely indulgent fantasy for the rest of their time and being, or as long as they wish for such a thing.
July 5th, Rich Hards, 69. I miss my one straight friend. You know, Caleb from Kebabbing with Caleb. I check in on him every now and then through the portal viewer. It's kind of cool that in his world, I'm still one of his besties, and we get to have conversations that sound like the ones we would have. Kind of miss that. I'm not sure if he met up with the real Madeline Albright, but he married his version in the portal and already has a pretty awesome family, and I couldn't be happier for him. The guy gave me the courage to express my feelings and ask out my high school crush, Bobby Bowring. It could have gone any number of ways. Sometimes you gotta shoot your shot, even if it means things not working out and being awkward. Just so happens, it wasn't. And now I've got a boyfriend.
Part 4, July 18th, ATNM Special Broadcast. Welcome to At the Moment News. We have a special broadcast where we bring you the words of the first, I repeat, the first person to return from going through to the other side of the portal. Here she is now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jen Jennerson, the first person to come back from going through a portal.
I've heard a number of you say that you've watched me and my exploits, hanging out with dragons, exploding bad guys, saving the day, and jumping from one planet to the next on stardust and dreams. And that is why I am here today. I want you to know every second was, has been, and is amazing in the portal. My choice to go in was one of the best decisions of my life, having been caught in the struggle of working 12 hours of including unpaid lunch breaks and the commute and the harassment and the stress, having to fight for time off, still barely making ends meet, even moonlighting as an escort and a food delivery driver on the side, and having 3 roommates still to pay for somewhere to live. It seems like things have changed quite a bit, though. I've been filled in here and there by news folks and such about what's been happening. I honestly thought this world would go to hell, but that's the frustrating part about life. When do we ever have any certainty or an absolute knowing of how things are going to turn out so that we can plan for what comes next and those after steps? Haven't we been promised so much that turned out to be a lie by those we trusted? I hear most of those people aren't here anymore. Who would have thought? Miraculous, right? That being said, I'm still going back to perfection, going back into the portal. Why mess with success? I'm sure this world will get there, especially with everyone having nothing better to do than figure out how to get along, to explore what there is, and just plain hang out. I wanted to come back to offer hope, peace, and proof that people can come back from the other side and tell you what life feels like. Your world in there is totally customizable. Who you are, how you look, how people treat you, what version of the people you love are like. It's a totally selfish journey with absolute control, where you can have everything work out in your favor. I'm sure you've noticed by watching people in the portal viewer that your only limitation, unless you're a real sicko, is your imagination. To me, with this portal, I've come to think of Earth as a playground or a sandbox to build enough thought and wonder to enjoy what comes next with as much gusto as you want. After all, in the portal, you only get what you want. My message to you is this: build up that imagination. Know that Earth, even at its worst, which I'm sure most of you still feel like it is, or at least has been,
is but one place, one world, and you can trap all that evil here in your head, or even boot it all out so that the next one doesn't suck. Never let anyone convince you that what comes next is more of the same, because I and everyone in these portals are proof that it isn't. It's not true. None of it. All of that doesn't exist beyond this point. I guarantee you, my portal experience could have looked like shitty presidents, shadow organizations, long hours, corporate oppression, and a bullshit economy where somehow only I'm thriving and almost everyone else, except those I love, are enslaved to the evils of that kind of system. But no, I chose one that gave everyone a little bit more fun. Why make others struggle in life so that only a few get to truly live in a world we get to create? There used to be a reason why our entertainment required violent secrets and solutions to almost everything. But oh, look at the world now. We have all the time, period, without that violence here, to figure out what comes next for our truest selves. I hope you find it and make all of these other worlds more beautiful than the next.
AT&M Special Broadcast. Here I am again to share the second person to come through a portal. Let's see what they have to say. Hey y'all, I'm just here for a brief moment after coming out of the portal. I just wanted to say that while I do horrible shit to real people, well, you can do them to NPCs in another world. It's like so much fun. I'm gonna go in and try some new fun stuff. See you later. Wait, what is this portal turning red? Oh, God. July 20th. Roberto's Ria Responso. Did you see that one asshole who came back here and bragged about being a piece of shit in the portal? Did he just forget the rules? Man, that portal looked like it was made from the gates of hell. Wherever he's going, I don't think he's going to enjoy it. July 23rd. Diego's Rivera. Hey everybody. Man, I've almost given up hope so many times, but I'm glad I'm still alive for all of this. Seeing someone come out of the portal and hearing more and more stories of people jumping in and out and out and in has definitely made me want to check it out. I've actually seen someone go through and come back now. Watch them in the portal viewer do some amazing things and then come back right out in front of my eyes. Now, I'm going to be straight with you. Knowing that this isn't a scam is a little scary and intimidating. It's real. All of this is real. Some of you were on board on day one, saying things like, whatever, this is still better than what this world and what humanity's leaders have ever offered its people. When, I was like a little skeptical, because this could have just been a death meat machine. But I think with the advent of the portal giving us crazy access to things we might never have gotten, even in our grandkids' lifetimes, and now having living proof that we're not just executed when we step through that portal,
really opens us up to possibilities, worry and stress-free. It's real. We can do anything and explore everything, with most, if not all, our past external pressures wiped right off the mat. If we want to experience death, we can go into the portal, choose a world where we can be reborn, just so we can feel our lives being snuffed out due to whatever. Maybe we want to know what it feels like to die this way or that. Now it's possible, never even touching the low-hanging, rotten fruit of fear and despair. Do 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 do. July 29th. Leslie, the lesbian. Yeah, I jump in and out of portal realities like all those books and shows have shown us. When I'm horny, I go into a horny reality. When I want to fight space monsters for the good of humanity, I go to that reality. You really can have it all. Do I get confused sometimes? You bet. I mean, unless it's the horny one. That's kinda obvi. Or is it? Anyway, gotta live my life. Bye. Do 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 do. July 30th. Global portal usage statistics. People, quote unquote, portaled away. 2.7 billion. People returning from portal. 100 million. People transmuted or dead. 77 million. Times people traveled off Earth. 1 billion. Times people healed. 13 trillion. Times people modified their bodies. 4 trillion. Objects synchronized / modified. 13 trillion. Portal viewings. 14.5 trillion. Do 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 do. July 22nd, 2130. The Galbo Nagoombies seeing life. Just got back from living life as an orca. The ocean is pretty wild, man. I love it. Do 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 do. July 23rd, 2199. Timey-wimey exploits. Oh, I've seen the sun explode 20 times. You gotta check it out! It's awesome! Do 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 do. July 25th, 2022. Photo Snap Quester / Scavenger Hunter 365. I love these little travel quests and exploration tips people give for doing just about anything. Traveling to a new place or a new world can seem kind of daunting, but with these cute side questy adventures, you get a sense of the environment, the local culture, and a boatload of memories. I normally wouldn't jump into a quest to do 100 squats on the beach, but why not give it a try? I tell you, I only got to 27. Do 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 do. July 27th, 2023. Screwing through history. Hate 'em all you want. King Henry VIII really delivers in the sack. Unlike that mad King George. What a disappointment. Do 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 do. July 28th, 2023. Kind acres. People used to be philanthropic, which means giving generously to individuals and society, doing random acts of kindness. And that really makes my heart sing. There are so many people who create or go into realities that only focus on themselves, and the rest of their world being a place of struggle for so many. So I'm going to go into these worlds and be a champion of the common person, creating miracles and boons. Anyone else want in? Let's be angels. and let's be their light. July 29th, 2323. Tree, life, and family. I spent almost 200 years growing into a tree on one side of the driveway to my family's house. My partner took the other side. Together we watched generations of our kids grow. Eventually the two of us met in the middle, creating a lovely arch, forever entangled until our family moved on altogether. It was pretty cool being there for so much. We're thinking about doing it again, but this time living together as the house, so we can enjoy all that we could only guess what happened from the outside. Of course, we could live a life viewing it, but this way we're kind of feeling the life of it, just kindly watching over them as they learn and grow in age. July 31st, 2323. Portali statistics. People portaled away 45 billion. The portal system tools have been used 362 quadrillion times. Earth's current human inhabitants 4 billion. Humans currently inhabiting the universe 445 quintillion in many shapes and forms, and not a single one mining an asteroid for some shitbag, destroying lands, digging for resources, and or working for a soulless corporation where there is little to no escape from such lifeless drudgery for the average person. Part 5. Inside the Portal. Skies of hyacinths, as stunning as firecracker rose, as soothing as lavender lullabies, ebbed and flowed, met the horizon just so. Clear, clean waters stretched as far as the eye could see, to depths that dared the imagination to keep looking, as there were layers of life, creatures of all kinds and colors, roaming as if one collective, in peace and mind. Sand spoke up from the water, soft to touch, neither glazing with hot nor cold to touch, so fine and unperturbed to neither stick to one's body nor stain. Trimmed paths of grass absorbed with the right mix of sun and moisture, realized no sharp spike or bite, offering only ample cushion as if a pillow, formed in lines to offer occasional color, peppered with tulips, always just rising, amongst a milieu of shading trees that seemed to hum with the casual grace of a warming breeze. Dr. Sally Salamanderson breathed in, feeling the extension of all this, breathing out no exhaustion, for there was none left. Then she turned to Haley, who needed no title other than lover, who held her arm behind her back, gazing at her lovingly. "Do you think we made the right choice?" Sally asked, her voice now sounding like a sip of champagne. "Allowing the spread of the system, knowing we could have stopped it with the press of a button?" "Oh, hush," Haley smiled, and so close to her it could have been a kiss. "For all their troubles and troubling, perhaps it was time they deserved something like..." She trailed off with her eyes, leading Sally to follow the sight of her hidden arm pulling forward with a miniature cupcake in hand, pressing it delicately to the doctor's mouth. this. Do 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 do. Part 6, August 3rd, 2030. One more question. Yes, the portal system has been introduced to humanity before, in different iterations. This is the 21st newest version, and the brightest, most loveliest so far. Do 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 do. Is this the end? Or is this the beginning of what you can imagine another life looking like? After this one, with this one, for this one, of this one? Oh yeah. Do 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 do. Thanks all again for listening to this. I hope it fills your mind with visions of possibilities and thoughts of a world worth living in. Not that this one isn't worth living in, for sure, but I hope it gives viewpoints and ideas of what maybe even the next life can bring if this life didn't bring them to you. Yes, for sure you deserve so much. So do I. We all deserve it, right? Come on! It's already the new millennium. What are we doing? For sure. Why do we have the things we have, and why don't we have the things we don't? For sure. Anyway, just a reminder, this is a work of satirical fiction. Names, characters, channels, talks, vlogs, tubes, businesses, places, events, and incidents are either the products of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Thanks for watching, listening, or reading.